Found out about it.
So good.
Can we be Twitter's #1 Astro Chain podcast too?
Platinum, fuck with us.
All right, y'all ready?
Look, we just got to figure out who's just going to step on us. That's all we got to do. Who got the
Sure got
heels?
somebody.
What's up? Oh, do I?
Do you?
Oh, I hope so.
Don't want to start off with this Nintendo Direct or finish out with it?
Let's do the other stuff first, then hit the Nintendo Direct, because that's where we're going to spend most of our time this week.
Okay. So last week we talked about Apex Legends, and only me and Madrid had played it. We hadn't won. It was still kind of fresh.
Last week. I played it last week.
I was the only one who didn't. Well, me and Josh were the other ones who didn't play it.
Okay. You've played now. Josh, have you played it all?
I have not even done anything with it.
I think I forced it to download to your PS4, so it'd be there.
It's there.
Josh came home.
Trust me, it's there.
And he looked up and like, yo, what the fuck? It was just up there downloading.
I saw that update. As soon as it started up.
Oh, and then did Jump Force automatically download?
Yeah, it's there as well.
Okay, that was unintentional. Like, the Apex Legends was very...
Whenever Jump Force downloaded itself on there.
Every time I load it up, anything you've done, it just kind of just like, hey, this downloaded.
Oh, damn. I didn't know it, like...
Every time.
Oh, yeah, it does that.
All those Sinner and Calgary games?
Yeah, it's just like mounds of
So that's what you're into these days.
Mounds and mounds.
VR.
I don't judge.
I mean...
I'm going to get to it.
Yeah, Apex Legends. So, I got my first win over the course of the last week. I've been, like, chipping away at the trophies. Got my win for winning as Gibraltar, who isn't even my main.
Nice.
And then I got my trophy for respawning a teammate. I got my trophy for... I think I didn't even have my Jump Master trophy last time we talked.
Oh.
So...
And
then I got the kill leader. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, there you go.
I was just on a hot streak. I don't know what was going on. I was dropping out that plane and just murdering.
Look,
like,
when you start feeling yourself in that game, you get really, really aggressive.
Yeah.
There ain't
Really
nothing.
and then
like
And it pays
I
off,
was
honestly.
right. Yeah,
like
being
that's
aggressive.
that's
pays
why I
off.
pretty much play a lot of Wraith now, because Wraith just makes me play so aggressively.
I just keep getting screwed by like other people playing Wraith. Like I don't play Wraith. I'm now sticking to Bloodhound because I have so many kills as Bloodhound, but no wins.
Pop that ult, start running at people,
Right.
chase them down.
I don't have any blood.
Do I turn invisible? Because I can't really tell what's going on when I pop that.
No,
Like,
you're just on steroids.
You're just faster. I feel
Yeah,
like
I know
it
I'm
feels like
faster.
you take less damage.
but
but you
probably
don't.
not. Yeah.
It just feels
it's
like
probably that body armor doing its
you
work.
you just don't slow down. Like usually you get shot, you just like, oh shit, let me.
Let me
on,
not do this
Right,
anymore.
you get...
Or if they punch you, and that creates space.
Yeah.
That shit is
Throwing
kind of
hands in that game.
That's just kind of a bitch.
Yeah.
I wish it was just a little bit easier to aim the melee,
Yeah.
because that would have saved my life multiple times.
There's a lot of
I
times
mean-
when you just swing.
And hope you land something. I mean, I did hit somebody, knock him back, so it like kept me alive for at least 5 more seconds.
Yeah.
But there's
I
not
knocked
much you
somebody
can do
off
without
this
a gun.
shit.
I mean,
Like,
you
pretty
could beat
recently.
people
High
to death,
jump
and that's
kicked
hilarious.
somebody.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
high
Listen,
jump kick.
the videos that you've been dropping on Twitter, especially when they were just on their knees, just begging. He straight up
Beat him with the drumstick.
it's a straight up cutscene. It's like, yo,
Yeah.
what is this? Like, yeah, this is my time because like I said, it's from the developers from Modern Warfare 2, and that was the last time I was really, really good at it, like a public game.
So the creators are Respawn, who they are when they had the fallout at Infinity Ward over Modern Warfare 2, and all those people left, they formed Respawn, and then their first game, Titanfall 1,
2, and then this one.
Titanfall 2.
So yeah.
And it's
Now
not like
they're-
they're not working
I
on
mean-
Titanfall 3.
They said...
Do you think they have a whole department just for gun sounds? Just how satisfying? Like, no, this is.
Oh no, they just probably
This
got a
isn't
guy.
enough. It's
that's
They
just
probably
like-
got an audio guy at the gun range as we speak.
It's just so it's like
What
every
a
time
job.
every video I watch, just like watching the hands, the kickback from the hands, and also hearing the sounds of 1 when it shoots, and 2 when it's the confirmed shot, 3 when it's the confirmed kill. Every single bit of that is so satisfying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reload on the Peacekeeper, like that shotgun reload, you want to talk about feeling like a badass, being in a shootout, jumping into cover, steroid, syringe into the arm, like heal up a little bit, reload that shotgun, like you bring it down. It's like an energy core in there. And then you just like shove.
Is it
Yeah, instead of like 2 buckshots, it's like a brick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it more so fantasy than
Yeah.
real guns?
It's futuristic.
It's
Yeah.
futuristic.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
like, oh, instead of firing like lead, your typical lead rounds, we're firing some new metal that we don't even know the name of.
Yeah, but it's
Okay.
dope. I mean, we played a few rounds and I was getting into it.
yeah.
Yeah, I can, man. Just watching it.
It's a game.
I
that
enjoy. Like I enjoyed.
devours
To be honest,
time.
I really
Yeah.
just enjoy watching it. It just reminds me of, like I said, it just reminds me of what I referred to on what I enjoyed about that game. Just like it's, yeah. Like when I get into it, I know I'm gonna get into it, but I just gotta find
Yeah.
the time to be in the right mood.
Look,
for it.
slight shotgunning with a peacekeeper is a feeling.
That's true.
Ooh, yeah.
Sliding in this game is also really great.
Sliding is so much fun.
Yeah,
I do
that's
it
how you
in
play.
unnecessary moments.
You know, I didn't
going
really
downhill,
slide
like,
before
woo.
today. Like,
Really?
I pretty much because I'm so focused.
I almost spit out my beer.
Yeah, I don't really. For me, Titanfall. So the gameplay feels a lot like Titanfall 2, and when I played Titanfall 2, especially multiplayer, I was focused on wall running. So my like thoughts are more upward of the game, if that makes sense. Like I'm thinking like vertically above eye level instead of sliding like below knee level. So just my like concept of how I play that game because of what I've played that led to it, I really don't like today. I was sliding, but
I was about to ask that. Like from playing Overwatch and Destiny, these more new age games.
Yeah.
Does it affect how you're playing like a different?
Destiny translate over to Apex better than
Yeah.
something like Overwatch would
Yeah.
because Destiny's
I
has
mean,
really
Overwatch-
good shooting mechanics.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So-
Destiny, you're using different guns. Overwatch, everybody has their gun, and that's that. And then so the classes in this they affect your abilities. But if anybody hasn't played, you drop down with nothing, just like pretty much every other battle royale. You got
Prestige.
L and R.
Look, I'm just saying, early team fights can be won with them hands.
Yeah.
Y'all gang up
I
one
really
person.
appreciate like there's like
You gave
plenty
up on
of
a person with a gun.
weapons, plenty of weapons. But at the end of the day, when you're left,
Especially if you land on the drop ship right as another team is, there's a mad scrambles like whoever finds a gun or who gets punched the most.
Yeah.
That's just how
It's
this
like
is
a
going to
TV
be.
show. That's just
I had a
like-
great match with randoms earlier where I dropped down and found a peacekeeper and a bunch of rounds on the ship, and like so everybody's coming at me with little SMGs. I'm just like, boof, like completely like just right in the stomach, blasting these dudes. It was just so the drop ship
So
is
satisfying.
like the hot spot, and so battle royale games. The best way to get better is to go somewhere where you know you're not going to win and just try and fight your way out. So like go somewhere that's
Just
a hot
playing-
spot.
playing
Go
risk.
yeah. Just like make
come
sure
out
you're
alive.
gonna make
come
sure
out
you're gonna
alive.
fight a lot. Like put yourself
Yeah.
somewhere where you have to shoot to make it out of there. And that's how you just get better. That's how you get your better like understanding. Like that's you deal with more situations. Like if you're dropping, and for me the drop ship is just like it's this thing going across the map. You know it's guaranteed loot on there. You know it's going to be people to fight there.
That, or if you pull
Criteria.
up the map while you're in the drop ship, you will see the hot spot, which is inside of a blue circle, and that's
Yeah, so fuck the ratio. Build your skill in the long run. Fuck the ratio. Build your skill in the long run.
Because
Yeah,
if you
yeah,
just
no.
drop in a
I mean-
random location, you're gonna be around a bunch of grenades, attachments, and Mozambiques. You don't want those.
Yeah, Mozambique is the
grenades
worst.
and
CSA.
alternators.
One time.
and
I mean-
alternators.
I mean, granted, grenades
You'll
and
get-
attachments are good, but if you don't got nothing to put them on,
That's
they're
true.
they're setting you up to be loot.
Yeah.
Honestly,
They're
You're
setting
just
you
a
up
lick.
for your crate.
you're
to
just
be
a lick.
Your death box. I was like, oh, that's what they call these in this game. So like, it has the battle royale mechanic of like down but not out, and you can only play in squads of 3. So the cool thing, like earlier, me, Jalen, and Chris were playing, and we each downed one of the people in the team, but then like there's no one to res, so they all just died, and we each got a kill from that. And so you can't think of this game like Call of Duty, like because I know you haven't really played any battle royales. You're dying 20 times more than you're getting kills. That's just how it goes. Like unless you're really sweaty and you're landing on the dropship every time and just like making it out of there alive, killing like whole squads, which is like there are people out there that are doing that because when you load into a match, they show you the champion, which is the person that won, like who's in there that won their last game, and like we'll see like hundreds of kills on each person and just
I
like
saw
all
dude with
kinds of
thousands.
Yep.
Yeah.
There was a guy with 1,700. That was one of the champions in our games today.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
It's like, bro, that game came out.
And you don't know where the person's going to be. So you're just, you're dropping in a map with, like, my best character, I think I have, like, 30 kills. Like,
And somebody has 1,700.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I have 100 just total, like 110 total.
I got a good one.
Yeah, Chris got that solid 1 kill.
I got kind of sweaty in this
couple.
game kind of early, so
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Right. And y'all heard me last night. Like, it was just like, all right, I got my kill leader trophy because I was just killing so many people. I got a gun I liked, and I was playing Bloodhound so I could see, like, oh, someone has walked here, like, 30 seconds ago, and then I could just keep following the footprints and then just catch them slipping somewhere and just
Yeah.
yeah. He has like a crow that like sometimes it's really cool when it's like a lot of stuff going on. There'll be like crows that like fly off and turn into smoke. It's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. There are a lot of really nice touches to the game.
Yeah.
Is there any story at all, or is it just like
They like written
Seems like a
backstory.
The characters have backstories.
Yeah.
Are they doing it in an Overwatch way, where it's just like there's backstory, but you don't really get to
Well,
see it
the
during
thing about it is
gameplay?
the
Yeah,
game
the-
itself is treated like a game show within its own world.
Yeah, it's like Apex Legends.
this is Gladiator. That's what this is.
Okay.
So you drop in, like, they have an announcer, new kill leader appointed. The champion has fallen. Like, you're getting call outs like that are just coming, like, everybody's hearing that. And you know,
there's
and then.
flyers all over the map of the
Yeah,
gym.
they're
I'm
like.
sorry. That shit's
These
that shit's
banners that, like, if you're kill leader, your banner will show up. Or if you're the champion, or whoever's, like.
Whoever's top dog in that match, you'll see their banner
Yeah.
everywhere. It's like,
Yeah.
remember,
Pretty much everywhere you
they
go,
here.
there's at least a
dope. Watch
banner.
out for him.
That's cool.
And then the cool thing that it does that no other battle royale that I play does, like, nobody else does it this well, and like they do it more abundantly than anybody else does it, is redeploying yourself. So there's just balloons all over the map that if you hook onto the zip line, it takes you up to the balloon and then you're like back in low orbit dropping down. So you just
tight.
you ride the zip
Oh, it's
line
real
up
tight.
and you can shoot people.
There's
There's zip
And-
lines all over this map too.
Right, yeah, there's zip
Hey,
lines
Pathfinder
connected.
So you can
Make
learn,
his
you
own
can
zip
learn how to be a
lines.
zipline fighter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You have to.
There's a
That's
zipline
like
character.
oh yeah,
It's a main part
there's
of
a
the
character
movement.
that deploys zip lines.
He's a robot.
good old
Yeah.
Pathfinder, my
I've
boy.
never played him.
I've
Yeah, I've
seen,
never played him
hate
either.
his guts.
I've seen some sick stuff that the
sorry.
dude does.
Hey,
Oh,
Lifeline.
Yeah, just
Pathfinder has a grapple, and people have figured out how to swing stupidly far and stupidly fast with it. The fact that they're looping across buildings
Yeah.
with the shotgun.
it's ridiculous.
But Lifeline's still the best character in the game.
That's who I'm trying right now.
I still
like
really
Lifeline.
like Bloodhound,
She's-
and you can play Lifeline,
She's
and I
the
can
only
play
S
Bloodhound.
tier character.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm pretty much exclusively playing Pathfinder and Wraith.
Yeah, I'm all Gibraltar and Bloodhound. It was the Bloodbath meta.
Bloodhound
the
is
other night.
tight too. I do enjoy some Bloodhound.
Yeah. I had some fun with the minority, man.
Oh, Mirage.
Mirage.
I don't know. I just can't be bothered.
No, I just,
Pathfinder and Wraith are just doing. What
Yeah, I
need.
had some fun with Mirage. I've played a couple games with him. He's cool.
it's like when you fake somebody out with that Mirage, it's like, you stupid
When I
idiot,
get-
I'm about to kill you.
When I realize I've gotten got by a Mirage, I
turn
always
around.
feel terrible. I'm
you
like,
just accept your fate.
like I'm not gonna shoot you and you don't react to it, and I'm like, oh shit, that's a Mirage. Turn dead.
I mean,
Yeah.
it happened today.
I mean, heck,
it
that happened in
happens.
one clusterfuck. It's like there was a Mirage, a Banglador, and a Bloodhound.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I
yeah,
know I
that
was surrounded by
shit.
4 people at the same time.
It was ridiculous.
And none of them was an actual Mirage.
We almost survived, though. We had one more to go down. He got me before.
Well, what happened was I killed the Bloodhound, and come to find out, there was a whole nother team there. I thought it was just another Mirage, but it was an
Right.
entire squad.
See, that's the thing. There's always a third and fourth squad.
Yeah.
So there's that. Even when there's two
There- I
squads
mean-
left, there's always a third squad somewhere.
They're always waiting,
Always,
they're waiting for you to go
like-
down. They're going to
Who
let you
was
guys
playing-
find out.
I
and
think I
then
was
they're
playing
gonna
with
swim
maybe
in.
Darren.
I've done it.
Yeah.
Where it was our warm up, and we're up on the hill. I'm like, okay, there are 3 teams down there fighting, and then one of them noticed us, came up the hill, and then like another team somehow came from behind us. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, we got
There's
fucked
like
super
nothing
hard.
back there.
See, the thing about it is, what ends up happening is you start hunting one team, and then come to find out they're hunting a team while you're being hunted by a fourth team.
Yeah, that's the best way to describe it.
So one thing I really think this game needs that it doesn't have, the battle pass is coming, more legends are coming, more loot's coming, more guns are coming, more just everything is they're adding a lot to this game.
There's a roadmap.
But they haven't, the thing that's not on their roadmap that they've talked about is crossplay. And I feel like this game could really benefit from crossplay, at least between PS4 and Xbox.
I think they're working on it. Cross progression,
Yeah,
they've
they
already said is
no.
an issue.
They said no to cross progression,
Yeah.
which I understand.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still dealing with my Fortnite issues I talked about last week.
Yeah, and also
With
I think cross
cross-progression.
progression wasn't just the flip of the switch that we all thought it was, like cross play.
Yeah.
And so that brings me to another thing I have here on the notes. There were Sony executives talking recently about, at the DICE Awards, talking about how PlayStation, at first they kind of dropped the ball with crossplay, but now they're more open to it. Now they tried to like put a spin on it of, it wasn't a flip of a switch, but we realized people wanted it, and now developers have access to it. And immediately developers started coming out like, hey, y'all straight up said no, and there's no real reason. Because like they're like, yeah, it's not as simple as a flip of a switch. And developers literally came out like, for us it is. For us, we can literally toggle
didn't Fortnite
an
accidentally
option.
flip the switch one time for a
Yeah.
good minute?
Yeah.
And Rocket League has said in the past it's just a matter of flip a switch, and now
Yeah.
like more recent games like Wargroove just came out, and they're like, yeah, we've been talking to Sony up until like this week and have been straight up been told no, you can't do crossplay. And they're like, we're not asking for cross progression, we're not asking for like all these different systems that are more intense. We just want all of our players of our small game, we want our player base to be connected throughout all consoles. Because if you're a smaller game and you can have a constant player base no matter what because you have crossplay, like that'll help extend the longevity of your game. Like I can see why developers like Apex Legends, there are people who are playing on Xbox who are having a hard time finding a squad that I would, if they were on PlayStation, I'd be out there murdering with them.
Yeah.
And so it's just crossplay seems to be an easy thing for like developers know that it's a possibility. So now they're developing with it in mind. And so Sony just really kind of put its foot in its mouth because they're like, oh yeah, we're just kind of like, we're open for business and we want to like do this. And then developers are like, literally, no, they're not. Because they did the beta with Fortnite. Now Rocket League's doing it. And Rocket League's getting Rocket ID, which we'll talk about in a second, Chris. Because I know you're hype.
Yeah.
I'm hype. I gotta like see how they're handling some things. Which you might know how they are. But
I know for the most part.
so cross progression right now, the only game that really has it, well, the games that have it are Final Fantasy 14 and Fortnite.
Right.
But everything else that has cross platform play, you can't take your stuff anywhere else. So like if
But the thing about it though with 14 is that what you're using on your PlayStation is really more of a launcher.
Yeah.
Like you're still logging into the launcher.
right, and everybody could literally handle their games like that.
Yeah.
Because
100%.
Ubisoft games, you're going technically through Uplay to play those games on a console. Even though it's like you're booting up the game application and then Uplay launches kind of in that. And EA games do that with Origin to a lesser extent, but
Origin's garbage.
That's true.
yeah, but a lot of these things could just be launchers. You could launch Rocket League, which you're going to be able to do, and log into your Rocket League account on anything.
No,
and
that's
then,
the answer.
Yeah.
It's just one of those like...
But, and I'm saying that would be a possibility for progression, but not everybody has the, like,
means to
infrastructure. Yeah, like, just the ability to do that even, for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So, Rocket ID's coming. Rocket League has recently outlined it.
Sweet.
It's coming out...
As far as progression goes, it's coming out on the 15th.
Okay.
As far as progression goes, I haven't seen cross progression being like worded anywhere. It's all cross-play. But right now you can test it out on your PlayStation or any other console, and like it's in beta form right now. So you just go to options and then click cross-play, and it'll give you like 4 different things where it's going to work kind of like this. For right now, it's going to have your friends, whatever platform you're playing on, and then it'll have your like your Rocket ID, and then it'll have your like a recent encounters, and then alerts for like friends and whoever you play with, or like whatever you needed to do.
Okay, so I see it's adding cross-platform parties.
Yeah.
So you can just straight up start up a party
You can do a
and
party.
have people.
You can assemble the dream
You can
team,
do
like,
the and
your
you
own
can do the
PC,
club and
your
all
own
that.
Xbox.
That would be solid, actually.
Chris
Okay.
just pulls up a party with himself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play all positions on all systems.
That's some no game, no life shit right there.
I don't know if I got too much time for that.
Okay,
I believe
so the Rocket ID. If let's say my Rocket ID is my PlayStation account, I'll be able to set mine as Anton6, presumably, right?
You'll be
So-
able to change. At first, it's going to be whatever your name is on whatever you're playing it, and then you can go in there and change the name to whatever you want. But it's going to have like some
An
random
identifier
an
tag.
identifier. Yeah.
Okay, so that's pretty good. So what you said, it doesn't have cross progression, so
I
I
haven't
can't.
seen that word anywhere. So whatever I have on my PlayStation might just stay there. I haven't seen cross.
Yeah, that seems to be like the.
I don't
we
know if
can't-
they're.
we
I
don't
don't
know
know
how
if
to
they're
do this.
just not saying it because, like, not even like really Fortnite, unless they finally figured it out. But it might be harder to do that than
Right,
recently.
because the thing that stops me from playing Rocket League on my Switch is I'm working on a progression to unlock items I already have on PlayStation,
Right.
where I'd rather be working towards
Something
one
new.
battle pass
Exactly.
and
Well,
getting
yeah.
new stuff. Like,
Right.
I want all my Rocket League matches to count because my favorite place to play anything is my PS4 on
Right.
my monitor. Like, have my headset be in the zone, in my chair. And so that stops a lot of games. That was a good thing about Fortnite is I could take my Fortnite progression on my Switch and on my
Yeah.
phone and like just constantly be like working towards and unlocking just stuff.
Right.
Because I'm in the same way I'm in Overwatch for the skins, and if they'd let me take my skins somewhere, I'd take my skins to PC and I'd be good.
Right.
But Rocket League, I'm in it for the
Cars.
bling.
The bling. I mean,
I mean, I got
I don't-
Takumi.
I
That's all
would
I
hate
need.
it. The only reason why I didn't like it is because some of those, they say the cars don't matter. The cars definitely feel different. And so, like, I would only do, like, go to play PC and be like, all right, I can try to do this and work and get my cars back just because it felt better.
Right.
But I wouldn't do that. I couldn't do it on the
Because there's a
Switch.
big
I've
difference
tried so many
between a
different
coupe and
times.
a Hummer.
Right. Exactly. But that battle pass is tight. But also, there's other things that are coming out with it. They have like a whole roadmap, not just on the 15th. Is they're starting to tell you what you're going to get for your competitive season and all that. And they like your weekly wins are going to be. They're going to show you the number of how many more wins you need. So they're adding that too. And for the free to play, you're getting more training modes and getting more other like modes to help you out and become like this grand champion that they want you to be.
Yeah, so Rocket League for a really long time, it felt like they were focusing on putting more like sellable cars in the game.
Yeah.
But it seems they've slowed down on that and worked. Then now they're just really trying to improve quality of life things.
I mean, didn't they just put the McLaren in there?
Yeah, well, I mean, the McLaren was the first car in how long though? What was
That's
the car
true.
before the McLaren? And that was one car, not like a pack of cars like
That's
they
true.
used to do.
Yeah, I think they're like mostly working on this gameplay and this battle pass or whatever Rocket Pass.
Yeah, the Rocket
Get
Pass.
They're doing great things, and I can't wait to. I want to be able to get back into it and go on a competitive level, but I need a team.
Yeah, and I'll play with you. I got it ready on my Pro and whenever. I was playing some today.
I'm serviceable. I'll pull up. I can fill.
I can feel.
Right? Yeah, we could.
I'll
Madrid
let you,
can
I'll
play
let
goalie.
you carry me. Like,
That'd be dope if they let you create your custom flag.
I mean, we're already in the Cheesy Controller podcast like clan
That's
on
true.
the game, so
Get a Cheesy Controller podcast flag.
Yeah.
Represent.
Join the Cheesy Controller podcast PlayStation community now. All you have to do is go to the community tabs on your XMB, search Cheesy Controller podcast, join up. We'll play some Rocket League with y'all.
Yeah.
And we'll bust your ass too.
Hell yeah. Don't fuck with us on Fighters.
That either.
Fuck with
I
us
mean,
on Fighters. Actually,
You whoop my ass at Fighters. I'm not even going to flex.
So, speaking of Dragon Ball Fighters, it's published by Bandai Namco.
Ooh.
And they just released another game this week
that's nothing like Dragon Ball Fighters.
that has some of the same characters as Dragon Ball Fighters.
Does it really?
I mean, that Goku and that Vegeta.
Piccolo, you nigga.
He's a villain.
Deku 2019. Yo, Deku out here wilding.
Right, yeah, they made Deku racist in Jump Force.
Yo,
Yeah,
and now that's the current sentiment on Twitter. So Deku's racist.
yeah,
Why?
that's like now.
I could see it. I could see it.
Could you see it? I guess
Something
it's all-
about his.
I've
look in his
seen
eye.
it. It happened.
It's always it's the sweet ones.
It
that you gotta
happened.
Watch
Yeah,
out for.
yeah. You know, the ones that are a little quiet, like the
Yeah,
buttons
yeah.
to themselves.
So Jump Force, I don't think it's out for everybody
What
yet.
you writing in that journal? It's out for if you pre-ordered it, I think.
The Ultimate Edition, I know, is out. It dropped Monday night at midnight, but that I think maybe it comes out for everybody Friday. And so I started the game up when I got it. It first of all, one thing I hate in games because I stream from my PlayStation is a bunch of block scenes for no reason.
Right.
That's true.
Like nothing happened. Nobody cares about
cares?
Frieza. Like nobody cares.
I mean, what does Frieza do these
He-
days other than get punched in the gut?
Yeah, there's a video compilation of Frieza getting his shit kicked in.
I'm sure there
I
is.
recommend it.
Drop
Yeah.
it in the Discord.
It's like that Dr. Phil breathing. That gold. Like every once in a while, I come across it again. And I'm like, yeah, good times. But Jump Force, a lot of people are really like thinking it's going to be better than it is because we got Fighters, which looked like Marvel vs. Capcom, and then it just was better. And we get Jump Force that kind of looks like Tekken, but is really, really bad. One thing I hate in anime
style?
fighters is open world fighting. Like, I don't like fighting in arenas, really. I want to, like, fight.
So you don't like arena fighters, so just cancel all of the Naruto games.
I mean, I used to like them, but
no.
I've definitely grown out
let's
of
be
that.
real, they all suck. Like,
Yeah.
that's just
I mean,
what it is. You
They were
just press
flashy,
square.
and that was about it.
I like Storm, and I like Storm 4, but I've grown past that period of my
Right.
life.
Yeah.
Anytime when all of your attack buttons are on one button, like it's just square. Like,
Well, Jump Force doesn't have that. At least
I mean,
it,
this
There's
it
a
has
combo
a couple
system.
buttons.
there's like a couple. Not
All the buttons.
Keep spamming square,
That's
and then
You can
Throw a
keep
little triangle in there.
throw a little triangle in there.
you gotta
mean-
sprinkle that. Pour some
Honestly, it's the most fun I've had
triangle
playing any of those Jump series games that came out on console and not handheld.
I can't.
But
Think.
I wouldn't pay full price for this game.
Don't pull a me. And I pre-ordered the Ultimate Edition, which was $100, and it'll have all the characters early. And I got the game early, and
Yeah, but someone has to sacrifice it so
Can
we can
we-
play at somebody's
Can we
house.
get an F in chat? Just
an F for my bank account. It's just my sentiment on this game as one of the people who was like, okay, I'm pre-ordering all my games, I'm getting all my deluxe editions, I'm just like making sure that I'm future-proof on all these games, which like Soul Calibur, it paid off. Like I got 2B. I didn't even know 2B was coming to Soul Calibur. And then when she was there, I just had her. So,
feel it in my loins.
and then like Devil May Cry 5, like whatever they add to that game, I'll just have.
But that game's good.
I had some look. At least it wasn't like a My Hero Academia thing where I have some small hope that we can have some fun with this game.
with Jump Force.
Yeah.
Yeah, the potential's there. There's enough characters on there for you to be like, you know what? I'm gonna assemble my team of fuckboys, and we're gonna
It's
We're
gonna
gonna
be
make some
me,
shit shake.
Deku, Saint Seiya. I don't know. I still got an open slot.
See, I'm gonna run.
No, and Dio. Done.
I'm gonna run.
Ichigo.
I'm gonna run Dio, Hisoka, and Aizen, and just run.
Well,
Just run.
is
fuck
Aizen
boys.
just in the chair? Because
No,
like
no,
that's the funny thing about
Chair Sama's not in the game. I don't think.
Bed Kun and Chair Sama.
Chair Sama better like make an appearance, like a guest slot.
He's when you select Aizen on the character select menu, he's sitting in
He's
the
in
chair.
the chair. Oh, Chair Sama! Chair Sama's indestructible. Ask all the manga niggas, because
Chair Sama too strong.
the anime's not gonna come out.
Have we lost faith on that again?
I have.
God damn.
I don't know if I even want it anymore, honestly. They're gonna find a way to put filler in it.
Yeah, they are. Y'all got one season. Somehow it's 5.
You know
It's
what?
one
How
arc.
about you just animate Burn the Witch? How about you do that?
Really, what they need to do is just redo Bleach, like with better animation and no filler. Because they could really, Bleach could be a really like tight, concise, like it'd still run a long time, but it wouldn't be like.
Please don't.
1,000 years.
Right, it wouldn't be another generation of anime. Like you could do a 3-season long Bleach that could really just be super tight and super good. And I feel like it would work. It could be black and white because tight nobody else uses the color black like Tight Kubo uses the color black in the manga.
His use of colors are also really good. Like
Oh yeah,
like the Yakuya's Bankai, like that pink on the Sinbo and Sakura Kageyoshi. Yes, I remember the name.
yeah, Senbon Sakura Kageyoshi. Yeah, you gotta get a little
Sugoi.
the particle effect.
Exactly.
But also them character designs, just in
Character
general.
designs.
Like, come on.
Sugoi.
The Getsuga Tensho.
It just needs like
the different colors that come along with that.
right. You just need time and polish. Just like this game, Jump Force needed some more time and polish. Like all those memes and shit that came out on Twitter off of people just playing like the cutscenes, like they're bad. Like characters literally float and like shift. There was some shit like they gave you a frog for pre-ordering, like one of those Naruto frogs that you sit on. There was no fucking frog. Somebody was streaming. It was like, yeah, where's my frog? He's just up here floating. Like, yeah, I'm supposed to be sitting on a frog, but now it
Nah,
looks
his
like
third
I'm
eye just ain't blinking.
Yeah, now it looks like I drank oat milk and I'm just a complete clean vegan. I don't get it. Make it make sense, Bandai. Like, dog, like y'all really could have hit the mark on this game, but
Right, it is like it's the Smash Brothers of anime. Urumeshi's in it.
you're messy.
So
No here though.
right, man, I'm really hoping they put Lemillion in Jump Force. Since All Might can't be in it, we need Lemillion.
What did they put Toguro in yet?
Toguro is in it.
He is?
Yeah,
Oh, man.
just shirt off,
Oh, man.
shirt off and slacks.
What is up with that fucking collarbone, though?
That's demon energy.
That's,
Oh.
It turns you into a
power.
football
Explain.
player.
Look, I'm just saying, the more demon energy you got, the more defined your bone structure is. That's just
Yeah.
how this works.
Like, it
Yeah,
doesn't
exactly.
actually, it doesn't build muscle
Like-
on your muscles. It just builds muscles on your bones.
It just
Exactly.
gives you trapezoids, like. I guess traps. He became all traps at that point.
All traps.
All right, so from Jump Force, which I guess isn't good news, to actually like bad news, Activision Blizzard.
Done fucked up.
Way back.
Well, so they had an earnings call, and ahead of their earnings call, they laid off about 8% of their employees of this massive company because despite last year being a record year, one of the reasons, so these layoffs were rumored. It's hundreds of people lost their jobs with a good company
It
because
was like 800, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
like 800 people lost their jobs.
That's a lot of people.
that's
We just had this looming over their heads because they didn't find out till like the last minute.
Well, no, there
Right.
were rumors circulating, so
yeah.
people were prepping for it. It wasn't like it came completely out of the blue. They just weren't expecting it to be as massive as it was. Like, they were expecting, okay, so they no longer work with Bungie, so all the people that were there in Activision to deal with stuff with Bungie for Destiny, like, all, like, the marketing team for Destiny that was at Activision, like, they were expecting to be laid off. There were people, so they. One of the things that people were saying is, and you've kind of been seeing this in the Blizzard community because they just recently shut down Heroes of the Storm or ceased development on it. And so they're blaming Hearthstone and Overwatch, despite Overwatch League being one of the reasons last year was a record year for Activision. They're blaming the fact that Overwatch and Hearthstone have flat to declining player bases, like, over time. But, I mean, these games are getting old. Like, Overwatch is just losing people to
Yeah, but their
Apex
development
Legends.
cycle on that game is entirely too slow. Like,
Yeah.
don't we
Yeah,
get
some of
like
that's on
3,
Overwatch.
maybe 4 characters a year?
Yeah, well, that part of that is because they've been putting so many resources in the Overwatch League. So getting the expansion that they put into it this year, like
All they had to say was
making
they don't
all
care
of
about the
those
game.
skins they made for the Overwatch League, like they had to put work into every single one of those hundreds of skins
I
they
get
added.
that. I get that. But it's just one of those things where it's like, I get that, and it's great. I love Overwatch League, but it's like, the game itself is still stagnant.
Right.
Like, how long did it take them to deal with Brig?
And
They
then
haven't dealt with Rig.
Do you guys think that affects esports in general? The fact that if the game itself is stagnant, but
well, there are people still playing Melee competitively, and Melee hasn't gotten a patch in like
Yeah.
ever. Melee's never been updated.
It depends on the game. Like, some games need, like, Melee is able to function as it is because at this point it is a tournament game.
Yeah.
Like, that's all it is at this point. If you want to play Smash Bros. For fun, you're just going to be playing Ultimate.
so do you feel like it's just a lot? I guess like Overwatch, you're just hoping it becomes a staple game where people are going to be playing for 10, 15, 20 years. You just kind of like
'Cause that's what
it's
Blizzard does,
It's sort of
like-
it's sort of like a game. I kind of feel like it's kind of like a gamble when it comes to wanting to break esports into like the mainstream like sports factor, because all of the sports is just like basketball is just basketball.
Yeah.
Right.
But like if you're going to be watching Overwatch, let's say Overwatch is less popular in 5 years, is it going to be making the same amount of money? as
No,
it-
not at all.
Absolutely
Well-
not. Like, if the game stagnates and falls off,
I
Then
don't.
you have to replace it with another game.
I
It's
don't
like
wanna-
every couple of years you're just replacing it with new games.
Or
I
you
don't
just make sure your
100%
game's
believe that
updated
because
to the-
like you don't have to have played the sport just to enjoy watching the sport. You can sit there and say, I enjoy watching Overwatch League esport every single year. I don't play it, but I enjoy watching it, and that can continue to go. You'll still have fans.
Do you think in let's say let's say the war continues for 20 more years and gaming continues and
Good luck.
Right, yeah. Let's
It's all
Wishful
hypothetical.
thinking over
yeah.
there.
Let's say best case scenario.
I mean, heck, League's halfway through that anyway.
I mean, let's say in like 20 years when there's new platforms, there's new games. In 20 years, is some kid who's like 10 years old gonna watch a YouTube video of Overwatch and be like, "Holy shit, what is this? Retro."
Think about World of Warcraft. Because that's also from Blizzard. Like, that's really Blizzard's claim. Like, they did Warcraft before that. They did Diablo before that. But think of World of Warcraft.
Do you think
the fact that
do you
it's...
think that's like a viable sport? Like,
Well, no,
Actually, the
wouldn't
better
say that's
comparison for what you're talking about would be League of Legends.
Yeah.
Because we're in
Or
like season
StarCraft.
9, almost season 10, and they've been doing esports for a long, long time.
Yeah.
How long? How exactly? How long is that?
Probably
I want to say
since
about
esports.
8-9 years at this point.
It's still very young.
Still, yeah.
Right.
Like
Esports-
the concept of it itself is still
Yeah.
Because,
Everything we're
when you
going to be
think of- when you think of
playing...
like all of the sports, like what will be like the newest sport that is that's coming out? I guess like the newest sport in general, where people was like a mainstream.
Esports.
Yeah.
I mean,
really...
before
esports.
esports, all of the sports. Are
Well,
like
in America, I guess it
basketball,
would be
bas-
like...
maybe
No.
football.
Yeah.
See,
NASCAR.
Football isn't global though. Like
NASCAR.
basketball is starting to break like across the world.
But it's
Well,
like
yeah.
but it's like how
Football is
long
also
did it
doing
take
that.
to get that way?
Like 100 years.
Yeah.
But let's say in 100 years, if somebody go like 100 years, we're playing the same game.
That's not going to
No,
happen.
that-
that's not physically going to be able to happen.
Because,
just
like-
because...
With that argument, like saying that if that's not going to happen, is esports ever going to get popular enough to where people are consistently watching?
Yeah,
Yes.
consistently
It'll be like,
watching.
no,
because
that-
we're still watching football and we're still watching basketball after 100 years.
Are people really
But
still
that-
watching football like that?
Yeah, actually.
The thing with the games, and the
Unfortunately.
reason
Yeah.
why I use League is because League is the one performing
Yeah.
closest to that. Like, Worlds
Yeah.
is still getting, like,
And Dota. You got to think
And
about like
Dota.
the like
Dota.
outside of the American market,
And
some
StarCraft.
of these games
Yeah.
have been going on for years, and they're not like
But it's like one game versus every year. Like every year there's like a new game that could be coming out that could replace it. But it's like having to choose which game is going to be that game and how long that game is going to last.
It's also how the game is itself. Like the thing about League and Dota is that the meta changes consistently. Like the game itself changes consistently enough where it's like I've gone back and played League this year. That is not the same League I used to play.
Okay.
And so that game in itself is evolving season to season, year to year, in a way that it's still fresh for the people who've been playing. Like different characters become popular and all that, but also it's like new players are able to play. And the problem with Overwatch is that the game itself is not updating consistently enough for that.
Like they're trying to change the meta, but like it's
So for Overwatch to stay alive, they need to continuously make
well, no,
it fresh.
Overwatch is probably going to die soon. Like giving
I feel
like
it dying.
yeah,
That's a
it
little
was
too
I
stagnant.
thought it had like 2-3 years.
The
left.
fact
I
that
feel like it's closer to 1.
yeah, the fact that like people like Madrid. First of all, Apex Legends just seemed to hit at the perfect time. Like,
Apex Legends took as much.
there was a lot of fatigue around Overwatch, and like there wasn't really anything. They put out this Chinese New Year event that didn't really hold anybody's attention for any reason, and then
pulled up
Apex
all my
Legends
skins left.
dropped. Kingdom Hearts 3 pulled a lot of people away because like they're going. A lot of people who like Overwatch also are interested in Kingdom Hearts.
Well, of
So,
course.
and there have been like small things pulling us away, but we end up going back. But now there is Apex Legends is a game that's going to be continuously being updated, and there are reasons to keep going back. And now it has more of an appeal where like not everybody was playing Overwatch, and then you'd have to like convince somebody to go buy. Overwatch is like $60 on the regular, like still. And so that's like convincing people to go buy a $60 game versus download Apex Legends. You can play for free. You can unlock these characters just by playing. You can unlock these skins just by playing. You don't have to put any money into this game, like unless you want to support it. Like I got in, I played the game, I liked it. I got the Founders Pack, I got the Starter Pack. Like I like Respawn as a developer. Like I want this. Their next game is a Star Wars game. Like, I'll put an extra $20 in their pocket to like make that better.
Shit, they're up to 25 million players.
Well, saying that, do you think that affects the legitimacy of esports being taken seriously?
No. And the reason why is just because
There's a lot of money in it right now, and
there's a lot of money. And then also it's one of those things where it's like,
But
as long as the game is doing well in itself, the esport is going to do well in itself. Like, Dota and League are consistently doing their thing in the esports realm. Heck, Rainbow Six has gone from like, no one really cares to becoming really, really popular. And then fighting game communities are just going to be doing what they've been doing this entire time.
And they're
Not on
getting
Jump Force, though.
a lot of the fighting game communities are just growing.
Yeah.
Like Street Fighter 2 back in the arcades is like one thing where like you had clout, but now like Evo's come along. Evo's been like legitimized.
Evo's
like,
that tournament.
So in a way it doesn't affect its legitimacy because of the culture itself. So it's own.
There's always going to be a new game,
right.
It's like there's always going to be new games, so it's always going to be
Ninjas playing Apex.
It's always going to be reviving, but it really just matters within the people who are going to be playing it. So it's
Gamers aren't going anywhere.
like basketball has always been basketball, and it's always going to be basketball. But esports is always changing. But the people who are playing it, the people who are paying attention to it, they're always going to be investing in. I guess like the gaming. I guess like gaming culture in and of itself is the sport, but not necessarily each individual game.
Right,
Gaming
yeah.
culture is like it's becoming bigger.
They're right, and then there are more and more esports, so there's more and more things for different people to watch. There are different audiences for different things. Competitive Catherine is something people play.
Hey,
and,
competitive Tetris is real.
Oh yeah, they just put out. We'll
Okay.
get to that. We
Yeah.
still got this final section.
Oh, right.
So I guess like in a way,
It's one of those.
It doesn't matter because fuck you, we like what we like.
Right, yeah.
Exactly.
And it's
then
like,
also it's like
we have a cause to get behind. Now we have a legitimate like way to. that's one thing that the gaming industry has been trying to do. Like, esports is just one way they're doing it. They're trying to legitimize video games as not like a children's plaything. Like, people still have the frame of reference of, like, if I say I'm a gamer, and even, like...
They think they really just think the teenage, the little
Right,
12-year-old
Yeah,
kids.
but the
But games
large
are more
population
than
of
that.
gamers, the biggest group are in that 20, like early 20s to mid 30 range. Like, that's where the archetypical
But
gamer is.
now, and that's because gamers have grown up, and now gamers want things that are more substantial. Let's say 10 years ago, you wouldn't have been able to do an Overwatch League. Like, that's just something that probably wouldn't have been able to be possible. And now the fact that it is possible, they're getting support from gamers because we're trying to legitimize. So there are games that are art. There are games that are, like, games aren't just games. Like, if there were a way how, like, movies can be film, like, movies can be high art, like, albums can be certain things, like games.
You could win the Nobel Peace Prize for making a hip hop album now.
Can you?
Kendrick Lamar.
No, that was a Pulitzer.
Pulitzer?
That
Well,
was Pulitzer.
Right. But nothing in gaming has
So it is a Pulitzer is literary.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Nobel Peace Prize, Pulitzer,
Yeah, but that goes to your point. It's one of those things where it's like Overwatch League and all that falling is more of an Overwatch problem than an esports problem.
Right,
That's
yeah.
just because.
But it's just because
Overwatch
it can't
as a league-
happen to Overwatch. It can't happen to any other game. So it's more so like with esports, you can't really
it's on the longevity of the game.
You can't really focus
Overwatch
on
League will probably stick around longer than Overwatch the game.
Yeah. And then another thing with it, though, is that when it comes to esports, sometimes esports are going to be built around franchises, like Smash. Like there's two Smash games that are being run right now: Melee, because people won't leave that alone, and Ultimate.
Yeah.
And then before Ultimate, it was Smash 4, and then when Smash 4 went by the wayside, and we got the next version,
They were
we moved on to
playing
that.
Smash 4 at Press Start the other day. And
Yes, they were.
I was just like,
Why?
why?
Because they have a Wii there, and they're gonna play Smash instead of anything else on the Wii.
I mean,
Smash,
I'd play
Smash.
Mario Kart over on the Wii U at this point. I'd play Mario Kart over
I mean, yeah.
Smash 4.
That's why it's always on the big screen.
Yeah. But that's really what it is with esports. It's like,
it's esports is esports is the sport.
yeah.
Like, that is let's say esports is a channel. Like, you're just watching a bunch of, like, I guess let's say in like 50 years, like esports, they have a specific channel just for esports.
we kinda call it Twitch.
It's just going to be streaming at that point.
Yeah, it's just
Okay,
streaming on Twitch. That's the thing about it.
Yeah, I guess you just be streaming, but
Like, because TV, we already talked about it on 3
I mean, heck, Overwatch League is on Disney XD.
Let's say if it was
Yeah.
let's say everything was in the traditional format where you have whatever your interest is a channel, like you have ESPN2, but then again you're watching the NBA Finals on ABC.
Yeah.
Do you think eventually it'll become to that point where you're watching esports in one specific format, one specific channel, but the championships are playing in a more global kind of where like esports is
Well, that's what Korea did.
within its own container, but then you're able to watch it in other channels.
Heck,
which
Korea
is-
did that. Like, heck, StarCraft tournaments were being played on live television.
I mean, maybe because I'm thinking of it within American culture.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's,
and that's the
it's-
thing.
it's-
Like, we're not even their primary audience
It's getting
because
We're
we're
old
not
news.
putting the kind of money. Like, we're not.
we
the
are.
market
We're
for
starting
it.
to now.
The same way
Yeah.
the Super Bowl is probably on some backwater ass channel in like Taiwan. Like, American football is not
Like
what it is.
basically like the way we treated the World Cup up until the last couple of years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's what esports like.
And another thing about it is, and this might just be me, but it's really hard to watch esports without the chat anymore. Like, that's become an
Oh my
integral
God.
part.
You need
Like,
I was just
you
talking
need
to
the
Chris
chat.
about
Read
that.
it. You
I was
just
just
gotta
talking to
see
Chris about that. Like, when I came back from Trinidad last year and I didn't really have any good internet, the first thing I did was like open up a Twitch stream with a bunch of viewers and just like let that chat wash over me, and it just felt so good.
Oh, these emotes.
The renewing rain of just
Oh, Twitch chat.
complete toxicity.
Like
It's like acid rain burns you a new layer of skin.
and I also think that's part of the reason why esports is more entertaining to me than traditional sports because you don't get that chat.
Man,
Unless you go to a bar.
NBA
You have to
chat?
go to a bar to get that chat.
Actually, you haven't never gone onto a sports Reddit, have you? Because that
Nope.
shit is toxic.
Oh, I
I'm not talking about
It's
Reddit. I'm talking about when I'm watching
Bruh,
the game
NBA
itself.
Twitter. NBA
Yeah.
Twitter.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the best.
See?
I mean, yeah, it's
I
not
hope,
conveniently there.
I really do hope other sports.
I mean,
Oh, I can
have
see the
seen-
NBA. I can see the NBA having that by like not next season, but the season after that. Like,
I'm just
straight
saying, NBA
One-
chat during an actual game.
I don't know if I talked about this on the podcast, but for Kingdom Hearts 3's release, they did a VR concert where you were in VR and like you could watch Utada Hikaru perform one of like 2 songs, and it was kind of like a weird. It's something that I've wanted them to do for a really long time, but you got to watch the performance of this song like live in VR, and
Did
that's something.
Fortnite do a
I,
Marshmallow concert in the same way?
yeah, but it wasn't in
Similar?
VR.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Fortnite.
It was just live in game though.
Yeah, it was a live event in the game, but this is the application you
Oh.
download that is a like live action VR video of Utada Hikaru performing Kingdom Hearts songs.
Oh, you mean like that Gambino thing that they did?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
like that, but better. But like that was shaky, iffy. This is a more solid proof of concept of. I definitely attend concerts in VR. I'd pay to watch performances of songs from that perspective because it's like you're standing on the stage and for it to just be her singing, she's singing at you and it's like you're in VR and this is a full-scale person in front of you. It's not like
Welcome to the Matrix, son.
it's not like a rendered thing because like VR, it has that effect on you with like rendered things. Like you could tell it's to scale, but you could also tell this is a video game dinosaur. This isn't like a actual dinosaur. Like this was a real. Like you could see the bones in her shoulders.
It's a real
You
Japanese.
see the bones in her collarbones.
So I think
You see them.
definitely could, but that's something I could see the NBA doing soon.
Oh,
Yeah,
they've talked about that. Like,
Yeah, WWE.
Shit, they already have that. Like,
Yeah.
you can buy VR tickets and go to like games like that. You can watch this shit in VR.
In the early, I remember seeing the video, this clip on Twitter about the different camera angles they used to get in the NBA in the early 2000s. If I can get that view of like where the, I guess like the camera is like right there, but it follows.
But
it.
you're standing there and everything's
It's
scaled.
not
Download NBA like game. It's like NBA Game Time. It's an app, and you can't watch it from like the regular TV angles. They only show it from like basket angles or from the baseline.
Is that where we really want everything to go? To where you're just like in VR watching things?
I'm
the option.
live
It's the option.
events.
Not necessarily, but you know.
Because that takes away a lot of. Think about because 30 Seconds to Mars has been doing this for a while, where they sell full price tickets to watch a live stream of them performing, but
Yeah.
they focus the live stream around them, and that is so you get the full experience. Like they
I'm not
tailor
paying
that
full price for
experience.
that.
I mean, I'd pay that price for
I mean,
like
not for 30 Seconds to Mars.
if Kanye did a thing where you're like in VR standing on this.
I mean,
I would.
because Kanye would do something with that.
Well, they did the Pornhub Awards like that in VR. You could do it in VR, and they had the different
They
like
had point of
VR.
view.
You could be in the crowd. You could be. But Kanye produced it, so it was like his like art style and aesthetic.
Oh, did he have the Kim K. Reggie video?
Chris had to take the headset off and the glasses.
I got him. Yes.
Man, Chris,
Oh, man. That's Sonny Chifa strikes again.
The road to 100 is going to have you really fucked up, Chris. Like,
Just wait.
the boundaries
just wait for
are
that
being
simulator.
pushed.
Just wait.
Fuck.
Oh, just
Okay.
wait for.
Yo, do you think there will ever be a simulator of the Kim K sex tape?
No.
There
Yeah,
probably
and
already
immediate-
is. There probably
And
is
then
like.
like
a-
you- like you-
future. Yeah,
Come on.
I'm
Do
pretty
you think
sure.
Ray J will put it out?
Probably. He's the
Does he have the
salesman.
money to?
Yeah. I mean, Ray J has more money than we think.
Okay.
Ray J invests. Like, I think a lot of
As most people-
a lot
Like
of these
Ja
celebrities,
Rule.
like a lot of what you see is the facade, but some of them they at least know somebody who knows where to put their money.
That's
Yeah.
true. I mean,
I'm just wondering who's developing that. That's the real question. Like-
Same people who brought us a simulator that we're going to have reviewed on the podcast later on.
It was
but I, yeah, Nintendo, brought to you by Nintendo,
Nintendo's.
and they just like, never mind. There was a Nintendo Direct today. Let's just
Insert Switch snap.
we got to put that in the soundbite bank. We got to get that Switch
please
snap.
switch the conversation.
But there was a Nintendo Direct today, and it was the first Nintendo Direct where they didn't mention the word 3DS at all.
Nani?
And I feel like it
Huh?
worked really well. We've had it's been a long time since we last had a Direct,
Oh man, it's
and
been so long.
they've really been focused around like Smash Bros. Like they've been really focused around one game, and that was one of my concerns going into today's because they mentioned like every time they put out a Nintendo Direct, they release this like image on their Instagram, their Twitter, everything. It's like Nintendo Direct, the date, the time, and then it gives a brief synopsis of what's going to be in it. And this one said upcoming Nintendo Switch games and more information on Fire Emblem Three Houses. And I'm like, okay, so I'm expecting this to be a Fire Emblem Direct with a couple small things around it. I was actually hoping during today's Direct that they would drop some Fire Emblem Three Houses characters into Fire Emblem Heroes. Just as like a promotional thing. Like, get to know these characters before the game comes out.
No, that's inevitable.
It's-
It's just that Fire Emblem
I
Heroes
thought it
is
really
on their
would've
own
happened
other
today.
bullshit right now with Chapter 2 coming out. So
Book 3.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably gonna come out closer to the game's launch because that's not till this summer.
The minute I saw like the trailer open with like the girl with the green hair, I'm like, why is she not in Heroes yet? Why is
Yeah,
she
that's
not in?
why- that's
Why
waifu
do I?
material
Why
right
am I
there.
not doing polls for this character right now?
Doing what?
Doing what?
because other shit's going on right now.
Wait.
Did you say pulls?
Yeah. Look, you got to pull your waifu in that game, man.
Some pulls and some tugs, I guess.
Let me get another beer before we continue this conversation. Because we've reached critical mass.
Oh
Man.
Critical cheese has been achieved. A
They
cheese.
call that fondue.
Case.
I'm not going to get into a whole
Did
cheese
y'all
thing.
know that it's National Cheddar Day today?
It's National Cheddar Day
It's cheddar.
today.
We're recording on National Cheddar Day,
And I don't have any cheddar, like, this is
At
Twitch
this point,
Gold
are
here,
you
Josh.
not made of cheddar?
Nah, dude, I can't. I really can't. Like, I need, like, some almond cheddar.
Yeah, dog.
Almond cheddar.
Oh, you missed
mean-
the Hotep Controller podcast. Like, that
oh.
was the other day. Where
Oh, I'll order it.
you can't have
cheese
cow's
plate.
milk or cheese. So
Cheese
you're
board.
you're
Yeah.
going to do some oat cheese
What you got?
with pistachios in it. So, the Nintendo Direct today opened up with a trailer for Mario Maker 2, which is one of the final. So my one thing I wanted out of this Direct, I didn't get, but it's good to see we got this because so far they've been doing a lot of Ultimate ports. So like Smash Ultimate isn't like too dissimilar to Smash 4. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe isn't too dissimilar to Mario Kart 8. Then there's Pokken Tournament DX where they added more characters. There's been Splatoon 2. So they did with Splatoon, like Mario Maker is the first thing getting the Splatoon treatment. If they're just going to make it a sequel because they have to change it up so significantly. Which, I mean, the core of it's still going to be the same way Splatoon was. But everything, the UI has to be different. Like the functionality games that lost something when they lost that second screen are gaining different things.
Yeah.
And they're getting sequels. And so Tokyo Mirage Sessions and Xenoblade Chronicles X just need to come the fuck on.
It's coming at a later direct.
But yeah,
I mean, we'll probably hear about that at E. That's probably one of them E3 announcements.
I don't feel like Tokyo Mirage Sessions is an E3 announcement. They fucking put that game out to die on the Wii U. I don't feel like that is a...
That's why they're going to give it new life.
I mean, they're doing that with a lot of things.
It's like Tokyo Mirage Sessions FES or something like that.
But, so, Mario Maker 2... it's coming to Switch. It's going to have slopes, which is something the Mario Maker community wanted. That
was like the first thing they showed is like, yes, bitch, slopes.
And the Kotaku tweet, because I'm like watching it while driving, like half watching, half driving, and like I'm seeing like notifications come down, and I just see Kotaku heavy breathing, like when the slopes. So slopes is something that people in the Mario Maker community have wanted, and I feel like they're giving a lot of tools that community has wanted, but I feel like that's making the creator less accessible for just random people. And so as the only person who at this table who's owned Mario Maker, my favorite thing about that game was like the 100 Mario challenge, where they just shuffle a bunch of levels and you have 100 lives and you're just going through and playing these like levels. And like after a certain amount of deaths, they just like take you to the next level. So like if it's like something like there's a brutal like challenge, you have your shots at it, but then if you can't do it, they just take you to something else. And it's a good way to highlight a lot of the user-generated content in this game. So that's something I'm looking forward to doing on my Switch. Like just having like really cool random Mario levels in a 2D style. Like I just got Mario... I always screw this game's name up. Super Mario Brothers U Deluxe, which was the last deluxe port we got. Yeah, the 4-player co-op 2D Mario game that they put out to supplement Odyssey on the Switch. Honestly, if I knew Mario Maker 2 was coming, I wouldn't have gotten that game, because Mario Maker just is a better handling of that concept. Plus, I loved Little Big Planet for user-created levels. So, another thing getting a new life on the Switch is A Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening.
Good. Yeah. That game is awesome.
And it was only on Game Boy before now, right?
That shit looks adorable.
Yeah, I was like, that's cute.
I'm like, damn, why is this game so cute?
I'm about it.
Yeah. Real quick, I'm not going crazy. Y'all hear that music?
Yes.
I do.
Okay. I was like, yo, because that's like, it's like a bedtime thing. We got music coming from somewhere. It's a bedtime thing on iOS. And I'm like, fuck, please don't let this be a dream. Please don't tell me this entire day.
How long was it going?
It wasn't going that long. I just started hearing it, but it really like...
Insert switch.
I'm like, y'all have all had that dream where you wake up and it's like, damn, like I went to work, set up my whole station, and then woke up and had to go to work to set up my... Yeah,
I was looking at me where the controller is.
I was just like, I can't do another Wednesday. Like, it's been too much.
Please, no. It's this damn curse.
I'm like, I'm staying in this dream forever. But, so the Fire Emblem Three Houses news we got, it's been slightly delayed to July 26th. But what they've shown it looks promising. Where you're getting your Fire Emblem game, Jalen. You're complaining about all these Switch games you're not getting, but you're getting your full-fledged Fire Emblem.
I mean,
look, I'm ready to run my own version of Hogwarts and
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
be
teach
the worst
students how to
teacher
not
ever.
die.
Run it into the ground.
Mr. Thomas, you've lost 20 students
No.
already.
This is where you teach your.
I'm like,
teach your
give me
students-
more. I need another 20. Stat.
They just time skip another year because you didn't get a new class coming in.
Fresh crop. Right for the coloring.
Now, I know none of you have heard about my class because none survived to tell the tale.
You know, he was the only teacher with no survivors. Yes, I was.
But yeah, I hope that they add a
I hope the writing's good.
non-permadeath. The writing's probably going to be great.
I mean, there's probably going to be like Fire Emblem games.
when was the last time we got a console Fire Emblem? GameCube?
Radiant.
There was a Wii one?
No, I'm
GameCube?
thinking back to the GameCube.
God damn.
Yeah, it's
Thinking Radiant something
So,
on the GameCube.
I'm excited for that because the Switch is a HD console. I'm excited for a HD Fire Emblem. That's one of the good things about Fire Emblem Heroes is the quality of those character models.
My
It's
thing
just
about Fire
something-
Emblem is that since it's the franchise been semi-revived on the 3DS with Awakening and stuff, I felt like the writing's been, how should I say, fucking weird as shit. And I just hope the writing for Three Houses is good, because that game looks really, really good.
I mean,
It looks
something
pretty
gets
tight.
a little lost in localization, and I really hope I'm not firing shots as 8-4.
I'm not saying, no, I mean, like, beyond that. I mean, like, some of this character stuff just doesn't make sense. Like, I was playing Conquest, and I'm like, this doesn't make sense. Why? You know the answer isn't this. Why?
because of that.
I don't
So
know.
everybody's stoked for that.
Oh yeah,
the next
it looks good.
the next game that I have here on my list is the things that make weeb mouths
Is this
water.
it?
This is it.
All right, August.
It's the big
August
one.
30th. Come and step on me. Here we
August
go. Here we
30th.
go.
Here
A
we
new
go.
game from Platinum Games,
Good.
known from their previous titles such as Bayonetta and Nier Automata, like Metal Gear Rising Revenge. Every time you flick your hand, I'm just gonna name a
I was
fire.
like,
I'm
Bayonetta-
running.
The Bayonetta 2 was the obvious one because I threw up 2.
I
But
can't.
Nier Automata because we're Nier Automata's #1 Twitter podcast.
It's really hard to get Bayonetta 2 without also getting Bayonetta 1. So I just think of that as like a double
as a
pack.
Bayonetta.
Yeah, I think of that like the way I think about the Star Wars prequel movies. They're just a unit. I take them as a sum of their parts.
I'll give you that.
But Astral Chain, the new game from Platinum, coming
Need it.
August 30th.
Yes.
Dude, it looks really fucking good.
Real good.
That was like a standout. I'm like, okay,
Yes.
cool. Mario Maker, I'm in. Like, they kind of had like a couple things. Fire Emblem, I'm going to play it because that's going to be probably the next really big first party Switch game. But Astral Chain, holy shit, that looks good.
Yeah.
And they ended the direct with it. I was really sad that we didn't get Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
I mean, that's the thing
Fine.
about Nintendo
Yeah,
Directs
Astral Chain.
is that Nintendo has such a swath of games that we want. You can't you can't come out of a Nintendo Direct not at least semi-disappointed that they didn't announce
Yeah.
the thing you wanted.
They can't announce them all in one direct. Like,
Exactly. And then also they kind of have to make sure they're...
Bullshit. I don't know if I can
at
wait
the right
another
spots of
5
development.
fucking months for another direct because Nintendo has just really been like, okay, 2 a year, fuck y'all.
I mean, it is.
Didn't they do more than that last year?
Last year they probably did like 3 because I know there was a January direct. Then there was
Just,
just,
we got like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
but
We got a lot.
it's been 5 months since the last direct.
Yeah, but and this is the thing I like about the Directs is the fact that we get a lot of release dates out of them things.
And thank you Nintendo for not screwing us because so far pretty much like at least since we've been at Dead End, every time there's been a direct, it's been after we record.
Except for the last one. It was on a Thursday.
No, that's what I'm saying. The last one was after we recorded.
Yeah.
So we didn't get to talk about it till the next week. This is we're recording the day it aired.
This
So,
shit
Yeah,
is
that's solid.
fresh.
like
This game. Phew, man.
Oh man, that game is
Ooh,
gonna.
it's just
Like,
the
please.
That's the
aesthetics.
standout hit right there.
Yeah.
they
And
also
it's a new IP.
Oh yeah.
Also, they confirmed that they're still hard at work on Bayonetta 3.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, they weren't gonna stop.
They've been working on this, so
When they
you know, take
said
your
Platinum Games, I was like, oh my god,
Not.
are they going to put Nier Automata on Switch? Because we were just kind of like there was a lot of Wii U to Switch in this direct. And so I was like, yo, if we're getting a port of Nier Automata to this, like, let's go. Here's my money.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad about that.
Say
but,
less.
Like,
But they got
This is
they got
also
one of our boys on a new project though.
right?
yeah, I'll take it.
Okay.
So the next thing on this list, I'm reading off of Kotaku.com's list. Shout out to Kotaku. Y'all help me out a lot. the Box Boy series is coming to Switch with 2-player co-op. That's something that I didn't want to play on 3DS because like it continued after the Switch came out, and the 3DS, it's a good platformer. It seems to be just like a really solid, fun platformer, and now it has co-op. Dragon Quest XI is hitting the Switch this fall. We're getting Dragon Quest XI's Echoes of an Elusive Age Definitive Edition.
Oh, yeah.
So just let that entire title...
They added a 2D mode and more music, I believe.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you.
And this is the only place you can get the definitive edition.
Yeah.
So there's that too.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 things that dropped today, so they'll be out by the time you guys hear this, or if you're watching live, you can go get them now. They dropped Tetris 99 for Nintendo Switch Online,
Solid.
and that's
that
Tetris
game.
Battle Royale.
Oh yeah. Like I'm just saying, once you get into the top 10 of Tetris 99, woo, better than coffee. I'll tell you that. Because you got 9 other people throwing garbage at you. The game's already moving at that dumb speed it hits around level 9. Yeah.
All right, and then the other thing is Captain Toad Treasure Tracker for Switch got an update today that makes all the courses 2-player co-op available, and they're also doing a paid DLC called the Special Episode. And so if you pre-order that right now, you can get the first level, and the rest is coming on March 14th. So that's not even super far out.
No.
They put out the Daemon X Machina prototype missions,
Yeah.
and they're doing a survey around
That
those.
game
You know,
plays well.
I was interested in that game, but now that I've got my hands on that game, I'm sold on that
more
game.
interested.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
Right?
It's like,
Oh,
huh.
All my mech weeb desires just like. Boom,
I just
come
downloaded it.
together.
I haven't even opened it yet on my Switch. Let me make sure.
The customers, like, my mech looks tight. Like, this is just the demo. My mech already looks tight.
Oh shit! You can customize your mech in the demo.
Yeah.
I didn't do that.
Got a
yet.
different paint
I
job.
didn't do that.
Yo.
Holy shit! It doesn't coordinate with my outfit. No.
Yeah. Like, you get an entirely new. You can, after you beat the first mission.
I didn't.
Oh,
do the
okay,
first
yeah,
mission.
Yeah, no, once you do your aptitude test, the first mission,
I failed because the light fell.
it'd be like that sometimes. But once you finish that, you can start. They give you a new gun, and you can start customizing your mech a little bit more. Yeah,
Oh, word.
yeah.
That's dope.
Okay, so the other thing that dropped today is Yoshi's Crafted World. We got a demo for it today, and it's coming March 29th.
It's so fun. I mean,
It's a,
it's a fun little platformer.
It includes adorable costumes that are just Yoshi wearing a cardboard box.
It's real cute.
I mean, it's Yarn Yoshi.
Final Fantasy IX just like dropped on Switch today, so there's that.
Oh yeah.
Final Fantasy VII will be right behind it on March 26th.
Yay!
We got a couple more new game announcements, including Disney Tsum Tsum's Festival.
I am
And-
not the audience for that game.
No, thank you.
And then they did Oninaki,
Oh,
which is
Oninaki.
Oh, that actually
That
looks
looks
interesting.
Tokyo RPG Factory, which is a division of Square Enix that they made I Am Setsuna and Lost Sphere. This is their new game, which is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the game.
Persona.
I thought it was like a stand thing. I don't
No, that was Astral Chain.
Okay.
Astral Chain is where we were making all them JoJo references.
I don't know. Astral Chain seems like a lot of everything.
All right, so Rune Factory 4 Special is being remastered for the Switch, and they confirmed that 5 is in development. Starlink is becoming more of a Star Fox game. Smash Ultimate will get a 3.0 version this spring.
The fact that they're updating this game semi-frequently it's a new feeling.
Smash.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh
It's
yeah,
getting
you
a
said
lot
Joker's
of
dropping in like April, right?
Yeah, Joker's dropping by
No
the end of
gameplay,
April.
but you know.
Right, they kind of showed a like silhouette of his character model, so that's more than we got last time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fine.
I mean,
also
heck, I
said,
think when they
keep it
announced him the
secret.
first time, he wasn't even in development yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, they had started development. There was just
got the
nothing
IP, baby.
showable yet. So the 3.0 update is coming in spring. They haven't announced what's going to be in that, but if we go off of the Splatoon updates, it'll be considerable like balance changes, like map update. We'll probably may get new maps. Like the last the 2.0 update, they added 4-player multiplayer in Spirit Board, and they added a lot of just quality of life things to the game. They squashed some bugs, resolved some issues,
Nice.
and they added Piranha Plant.
Plant gang.
I think Joker will be, whenever 3.0 drops, Joker will also drop. So they could just do those day and date on my birthday, and I'd be all good.
Yep.
I can see that.
A bunch of games are getting... So I'm just going to run through these. We got a whole bunch of release dates and announcements. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 Summer.
I'm about it. I
Blood-
need that game.
I'm with
Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2, great.
4-player
Give me more of
co-op,
them.
online. Let's go.
4-player co-op, online, favorite Marvel characters, let's run this.
Bloodstained Ritual of the Night's also coming summer.
Finally, giving my Castlevania, not Castlevania, made by the guy who made Castlevania.
It looks sick too.
It's about time for that game to finally come out.
Dragon Quest Builders 2 is coming July 12th.
Ooh.
I'm not the audience for that.
No.
Nope.
I kind of want to play it because I like Minecraft. I like playing Minecraft a lot. And so, I mean, I could play Minecraft on my Switch, but this is like Wii Minecraft, so it's just that extra layer of Akira Toriyama that I need to
I
make
respect
things
that.
better. Dead by Daylight's coming fall.
That game looks so fun.
Deltarune is coming February 28th.
Yeah, isn't Chapter 1 out now?
Yeah, well, no, 28th. You can preload it.
Ah,
That's
okay.
what. So I preloaded that in Ape Out, and so the 28th I'll have like
Yeah.
2 new things to sink some time into on my
Deltarune's a
Switch.
good game.
Word.
Grid Autosport is coming summer.
Vroom vroom, motherfuckers.
That's not the vroom vroom game I'd play, but whatever.
I
I
got a
wouldn't.
vroom vroom.
I'm really mad that Xbox is the place I'd go to play my fighting games now because I'd play Forza before I'd play Gran Turismo.
Wait.
Racing games.
Huh?
You said fighting games.
Yeah, I said
I'm like,
fighting
why are
games.
you playing Dragon Ball on
I was like,
fucking
wait,
Xbox?
what?
Racing games.
Ew.
This shows that like
I mean, maybe the
it's been a
controller feels
long
better.
Wednesday. This
Was
is
it
why I
was
didn't
it
want it
just
to be
the
a
controller?
dream.
We have
That's fair.
sticks.
Okay, so we got Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice coming spring. I know Zach will be. Shout out Zach. Necroillusion on Twitch. I know he'll be excited for that. Mortal Kombat is coming out April 23rd.
Oh,
Two
yeah.
Why
days
would you get
before
that
my
on
birthday.
anything other than an Xbox or a PlayStation?
Yeah, really. Like that's
Because
not
I need
no
to practice my moves
no.
on
the
my
go.
commute.
I bought Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle on the Switch and I regret it.
It won't
It
really
would.
translate like
Why
that.
not?
It's not gonna because it's not a real D-pad. It's not a real analog stick. It's not. You're not.
It's not worth it.
Yeah,
I
honestly,
just
you
hear
want
a
to play
bunch of
those.
excuses.
If
You're,
I get
you're,
it, it's gonna
you
be
want to
on
talk shit,
PlayStation.
Chris? Do you really want to talk shit against me and Madrid in fighting games? And
I
against
put it
Madrid
up,
in
play
fighting
Blaze
games,
Blue
I'm not
Tag
even gonna
Battle
put
on
my
that Switch and I whoop some ass.
You want to?
You didn't play
You want to
me.
play some Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle on this Switch right
Let's
now?
do it
Right now?
Let's go.
We can cross
Let's
that.
go.
We can cross face.
I mean,
right
after
now.
the episode, we got things to finish up.
let's do it right now.
We can't escape from crossing fates. All right.
You hear that, Blaze Blue? Fuck with us.
Unravel 2 is coming March 22nd, which I'm kind of surprised. Like, they showed it, and I'm like, that's not already on Switch? Like, why did y'all put that game out on Switch? It's been out for like 2 years, and y'all announced it at E3, and it's not on Switch.
Switch is
Assassin's
like a
Creed
bastard
3 Remastered, which is probably the worst Assassin's Creed ever conceived, is coming May 21st. And then Chocobo Mystery Dungeon Everybody, which I thought it was like a body thing, but it's a buddy thing, which I don't know how to feel about that.
Hey, get your friends.
It's coming out March 20th. And then the final note on the Kotaku piece that I'm reading is the developers of Bayonetta 3 are reportedly hard at work. Glad to hear it.
I mean, I think the best thing about this direct is that we got a lot of release dates and release windows. Like a lot of time when you get announcements of games, it's just, hey, we're making this.
And that's it.
That's it. But now we got like, oh, this is coming out in the next couple of months. Oh, this is coming
Right,
out this
that
summer.
Yeah,
was
that's why I
a-
didn't feel any type of way about
That
it.
was the thing that I liked about this direct is everything's pretty much it's like if it's far out, there's stuff to hold us till then, and if like
But
the
and
stuff
then-
to hold us to then that they gave us is imminent.
and
Yeah.
not just that, but also like the stuff that's far off isn't even like that far off.
Yeah.
What was the latest thing? Astral Chain, which is like the end of August.
There was something else that was like one of those JRPGs. They're making a fourth one. There was like at the end of the year.
Oh, Roomkeeper.
Rune
Yeah.
Factory.
Rune Factory, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like most of the stuff they've announced is coming out. Like the fact that it was pretty much everything they named either had a release date or a release window.
Yeah. So
And that's
why I'm like, I'm not salty about not getting a Pokemon announcement, like Animal Crossing. Like, announce these things when you have a date on it and you know it's going to.
I prefer. Yeah, it's just one
I
of those,
didn't even miss Gen 8 Pokemon. Like, that was the thing I was most hyped for in this Direct, honestly, and I totally forgot about that shit. This Direct was so solid.
See that
Tokyo Mirage Session would have
last
fit
thing.
perfectly in it. That's why I felt it and I've been talking about it. But Pokemon, like...
Yeah, it didn't belong in this one.
Well, Pokemon was something that I'm like, oh, a Nintendo Direct on Switch games. Can I get my Gen 8, please?
Yeah.
But I didn't even miss it by the time this is over.
Yeah.
And then also, like, I know I've said this multiple times, it's just like one of those things where I'm always going to prefer you announcing stuff with release dates and release windows more so than you announcing it. Like,
Yeah.
knowing that if this is the route Nintendo's going to take with their directs where they're just going to announce stuff with release dates and windows, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nintendo's doing this.
Shit, even with Fire Emblem, it was an earlier date, and they were like, "Yo, we needed more time to develop this." So
Good,
Hey,
make it good.
Yeah, they're
I'm
keeping
like,
us
"Yo, take
informed.
take
Yeah.
your time, like make
But at
that
least
shit,
they're
make that shit
informing
right."
us on the
Exactly.
regular.
Exactly, like make it good when it comes out, and I don't want to have broken cutscenes or floating character models.
All right, that's about all we got time for on this episode of the Cheesy Controller Podcast. Remember, you can follow us all collectively on Twitter and Instagram at Cheesy Controller without the last E. On Twitter, I'm at Anton6 with 3 X's. Josh,
I know Jones everywhere.
Chris,
Chef and Chris.
Jalen,
Squid Bishop.
Madrid,
You can follow me at Speedwagon X.
back to Maine.
I mean, I'm around. You can follow me at the Cheesy Controller without the last E
On Twitter.
on Twitter.
We stream this show live every Wednesday at 8:30 Eastern on twitch.tv/Anton6 with 3 X's. I am going to be appearing.
That's pushing it. I say 9 o'clock every single time because we don't. Most
We've
of us
been
don't get
getting
here until
better.
9.
We've been getting better,
I know,
Chris.
we got here.
We
got it all
gotta
up and
put the
running at, like,
goalposts
9/11.
where they're gonna be because we're getting better. We gotta say 8:30.
Bush also did 9/11.
Never forget.
We almost made it. We almost fucking made it.
Yo, this is the
Josh had to slide in the 9/11
I'm gonna come in with some conspiracy theories. Nah. See, they don't want you to use cheese on your grilled cheese, brother, because they just want you to be grilled. Stay woke.
What?
Exactly.
Okay.
Look, I just want you to know there's only ever one real Waffle House. Every other Waffle House is a portal to
It's
that
like
original
Josh-
Waffle
Yo,
House.
so this girl told me the first Waffle House she went to was in Ohio, and I was like, ew, that's not a good representation of Waffle House.
I didn't even know they had Waffle House.
Right.
I was like, oh, first off, I was shocked. I was like, what the fuck? They got Waffle House in
That's
Ohio?
a pure Georgia thing to me. Like,
Right. I've only seen them in
Look,
Georgia.
Waffle House is just—that's how you know you're in the South, man.
Yeah.
Ohio's not in the South.
Ohio.
I know that's why it's wrong.
Ohio is a Japanese word.
Ohio que se quema poco antes.
All right,
Okay.
Check us out.
Yeah, check us out. I'm going to be on the Respawn Aim Fire podcast February 24th. So come check me out over there.
you go.
I'll definitely be sending some of those Respawn people our way because,
That'd be cool.
the Cheesy Boys are the most hardcore community on the internet.
Cheesy boys in the building.
Cheesy.
Like I'm an actual block of cheese.